Black and white sports reporters. Well, my goodness. Angel Reese has caught the attention of a lot of people over the last 10 days or so after the WNBA investigation was launched, after her antics, after a common take foul by Caitlin Clark on to her, after she shared out what looked like a very racist social media post out there talking about the white girls running from the fade.
About how racism is an endemic problem in American life. And there's a problem with that problem, which is there's not enough racism for them. They require instances of racism in order to support the idea that every maldistribution of outcome is in fact rooted in racism and white supremacy.
Well, Angel Reese has officially caught the attention of everyone, and not for reasons the WNBA was hoping for after everything that's gone down over the past 10 days. We're talking about a situation that's going to follow her for a very long time. This isn't just a little PR blip. This isn't something that fades away quietly. When a US senator starts publicly demanding an apology, you know it's serious. Let's rewind for a second. Remember the initial claim? Someone at an Indiana Fever game allegedly made racist remarks. Boom. It spread like wildfire.
What looked like a very racist social media post out there talking about the white girls running from the fade, if I remember that correctly. Something to that extent, talking about the white girl didn't want to stay and fight. Again, it seems like everything's got to be about race. I did a video earlier. Caitlin Clark is under attack for holding a mixed baby.
People jumped to conclusions. Social media caught fire, and the WNBA launched an official investigation. All eyes were on Angel Reese. The spotlight was burning bright. But here's the thing, that investigation, it turned up absolutely nothing. No video, no audio, no witnesses. The league itself said it couldn't substantiate the claim. So, what happened next? Did Angel Reese clarify her comments? Did she step up and say, "Hey, I never actually heard anything, and I don't believe the Indiana Fever fans are racist"? Nope. She stood by the implication. She played along. That silence, that nod to the narrative.
The statement itself is what opened up the entire can of worms, right? Like, I had seen the nonsense on social media. I was at the game, mind you, and it was a regular-ass sporting event. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. Fans cheered their team. They booed the other team. Good environment, fun game. They were happy afterwards. I think Fever fans were happy afterwards, of course, because their team smacked it.
That's what's got people fired up, including Indiana Senator Jim Banks, who straight up said Angel Reese owes Indiana fans an apology. And to be honest, can you blame him? Think about it. This entire thing was lit up by a comment floating around on social media. No facts, no footage, just vibes and outrage. Meanwhile, the fans at that game, they're being painted as racists for absolutely no reason. That's not just irresponsible, it's damaging. This isn't the first time either. Angel Reese has been in the center of controversy before. Remember that post about the white girls running from the fade? That wasn't some misinterpreted joke. That was race baiting, plain and simple. And now we're here again. Another controversy, another narrative. But this time, the league went out of its way to investigate. They dug through the video. They interviewed people. They reviewed the audio. And they found nothing. But instead of dialing it down, the damage kept rolling. Even when a rapper who was at the game came out and said he didn't hear anything, he had to delete his post. Why? Because the mob came for him. That's where we're at now. We're living in a time where even denying a false claim gets you attacked.
So, Angel Reese has caught a lot of people's attention, including this Indiana senator who is demanding Angel Reese issue an apology to the state of Indiana, Indiana Fever fans. Now, I've seen the media try to come out and say, well, Angel never accused anybody of blah, blah, blah. Well, Angel said at a press conference or at a media session, it looked like after practice, and was talking about how the WNBA had her back and this and that and the other. No, she had an opportunity.
Let's talk about the press conference for a minute. Angel Reese had a golden opportunity to end the speculation, to stand up and say, "There's no place for racism in this league, and I'm glad the investigation found nothing, because I don't believe the fans are to blame." That moment could have changed the whole tone. Instead, she leaned into it. She said the WNBA supported her. She said it's been tough, but she never cleared the air. She never said the most important thing, that she didn't hear anything racist. And look, this stuff doesn't just disappear. These kinds of accusations stick. They become part of your legacy, whether you like it or not. Just ask Bubba Wallace or Jussie Smollett. When the smoke clears and the truth comes out, people remember who played into the hoax. And unfortunately, that's now part of Angel Reese's story. People were pounding the table, saying there was nothing to find. And they were right. Fans who paid good money to see a game, who just wanted to enjoy some basketball, were dragged through the mud because of a lie. And now that lie is on Reese's shoulders, and it's not going anywhere. Look at the bigger picture. This isn't about one game. It's about credibility. It's about the WNBA's image. It's about how quickly misinformation spreads when emotion replaces evidence. And if the league doesn't get a grip on these narratives, this kind of controversy is going to keep happening. Angel Reese had a chance to lead, to show maturity. Instead, she played the victim and rode the wave of outrage. But now that the facts are in, the silence is louder than any accusation. And the fact that she hasn't issued a public apology, that tells you everything you need to know. And here's the part that really stings. This moment will follow her. Every time her name is mentioned, this story will be dragged back up. That's the nature of these things. The internet doesn't forget, and neither do fans. At some point, public figures, especially athletes with massive platforms, have to take responsibility for what they say and do. And when you mess up, own it. Say you were wrong. Apologize. Move forward. But pretending it never happened, that's not strength, that's weakness. And the WNBA, they didn't help the situation either. The league could have shut this down early. They could have publicly defended their fans and made it clear that false accusations won't be tolerated. Instead, they dragged it out. They made it seem like there was something real here, when there wasn't. So, where does that leave us? With a huge mess. Fans are angry, players are divided, and the trust in the league is shaken. All because one person wouldn't set the record straight. Angel Reese had a choice, and she made the wrong one. And now people aren't just asking questions, they're demanding answers. They want accountability. They want an apology. And if she doesn't give it, then that's the story. That becomes the legacy. And no amount of points or rebounds will erase it. As if the WNBA didn't have enough problems to deal with lately. Even political commentator Ben Shapiro is chipping in to throw some well-deserved shade at the league. If you're trying to drive people away from watching the WNBA, this might just be the perfect blueprint. What started out as a promising surge of attention to the league, largely thanks to Caitlin Clark, has somehow spiraled into a battleground of accusations, bitterness, and straight-up nastiness.
That particular deal. In any case, the WNBA entered into an investigation over the course of the past couple of weeks because there were allegations that fans were being racist during a game between the Chicago Sky and the Indiana Fever. And yes, I should get points for knowing the names of both of those.
Instead of building on momentum, the WNBA has become a case study in how to mismanage the rise of a superstar while getting tangled up in the very narratives that make casual fans turn away. Let's talk about the underlying issue here. Over the last few decades, the political left in America has pushed the idea that racism is embedded into every aspect of society. The problem, there often aren't enough legitimate examples to match the rhetoric. So, when real provable racism isn't readily available, people go searching for it. That's how we end up in situations like this recent WNBA controversy, where the actual facts never seem to matter as much as the headlines. The situation began during a game between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark committed a pretty standard take foul on Angel Reese. It was called a flagrant, but let's be honest, if you watch the replay, there's nothing flagrant about it. She didn't throw a punch. She didn't slam anyone to the ground. She grabbed Angel in a basic foul move, and Angel fell. Happens every day in basketball. But then social media started buzzing with claims that fans in the stands had been yelling racist comments. So the league jumped into action. The WNBA released a statement condemning racism, hate, and discrimination. All good on paper. They said they were investigating